Mm. Yeah. Keep it, oh, that thing can.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you for I can see the I can see it. I don't hear. Lawrence, you don't hear what? You don't hear English or what? Please, can you hear me loud and clear? If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. Give me 222 on the chat box. You can hear me loud and clear. Favor, please mute yourself. Thank you. If you can hear me loud and clear, give me two. Okay, okay, good, good, good. So let's start. Let's start this morning. You are welcome. Welcome everyone again. This society time. So let's go to. Let me share the MT4. All right. So uh, let me start with this. The US dollar regained some composters and managed to partially fade Friday post Poen in quite a positive start to the new trading week. Investor attentions in the meantime is expected to regain on the trade front and rising speculations of a September rate, as well recalled by the Federal Reserve. So this is coming in this morning from the US dollar that we know what happened on Friday when Powell spoke regarding the September, that they likely to be a rate cut in September. So that single act of speech drive the dollar crazy. This was caused down Friday. This was on Friday. This market is driven by a lot of things. One of it is speculation. So people have been speculating that uh, towards that last week Friday, when that it may likely that Powell will announce a rate cut in September. So immediately, indeed, that if he made that announcement that it's likely to be a rate cut in September. So what is the impact? What is the impact of that statement that caused this momentum? Meaning that now in September there will be a rate cut, likely speculation that the rate cut by September. So Powell announced that there will likely be a rate cut by September, which means, so what is the rate cut? What is the meaning of this rate cut? So it means that now the economy of the US is somehow now that a lot of things has been driving. So the economy is not boost. People are not, because of the high rate of interest rate, business is not moving, people are not taking loans. So now when they do a rate cut means that, okay, for example, you want to borrow, let's say you want to borrow 1 million naira from the bank, and if it's 5%, let's say it's 5%, so it means that the interest rate which you will be paying on that 5 million is 5% rate. So with that, in the US, the indigenous and some investors say, look, maybe that rate is too high. People are not, so it's hawking business. So for that reason, they are proposing for a rate cut. So it means that maybe something of 5 points, let's say 5.0, that current rate is 5.0, that want to bring it back to 3.0. So when they do that, now it will empower people to do what? To be able to collect loan, to do business, to stabilize the economy. But actually, whenever there's a rate cut, it weakened the currency. It weakened the currency. Then, but when there's a rate high, for example, maybe inflation is too high, inflation is this thing. So when the government try to hike interest rate to balance inflation, in one way or the other, it strengthened the currency of that country. So when people are anticipating that, okay, there have been almost for about 3 months now, there have been a rumor that there may likely be a rate cut. So finally on Friday, when the chairman of the Federal Reserve, which is Powell, made that announcement, what happened is that there will be just like what happened in Nigeria, that when President Tinubu was campaigning, was saying that there will be what? It will remove subsidy during campaign. I will remove subsidy. So now investors are already preparing for what will happen on the inauguration. So people are already speculating that during the inauguration of President Bola Tinubu, he may announce suspension of fuel subsidy. So a lot of speculation momentum has been building for that time. And fortunately, that day, during the inauguration, immediately announced that fuel subsidy is gone. Do you know what happened? Fuel jump from so amount to so amount. There was a high. So that is speculation. So people have been speculating that Powell had been likely announced a rate cut, and he did it on Friday, that on coming September, that there may not be a rate cut. With that, what happens is that investors pull their money from US economy for that moment, because sometimes it may not be favor investors, and that will drive that on Friday. We have a very at least the market fall. This is you can see this is about 1.14%. That the market dropped. So then yesterday, as the market resumed, we have some US, the economy tried to pick up again from this. No, this is a news. This thing is expected. Whenever you see a long candle from a major news, whether FOMC, whether NFP, or this type of statement, the market will return to balance the move. And that's what happened. And those of us that were in live session with me yesterday, I think by 10, I make announcement of I think just both 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock that we're going to sell Euro USD, and that's what will happen. We see that I was announced. I said, immediately you see Euro USD close below this low, you should engage a sell. So I think this candle, we have put you on a sell. I will see. Myself, I announced on the session that I'm already on Euro USD selling from this zone. So that was a nice drop. So we see that, okay, a lot of recovered from US. And going forward, going forward today, in the rest of this week, now the so-called rate cuts, if it eventually happen in September, that will be what? That will weaken dollar more, and we may have dollar more bearish, and then we may have other currency bullish against dollar. But before September, we still have this week to play with. Yes, so we have dollar, you can see, giving us this descending channel, giving us this low, this high, this low, this high, and price come back. So price tap into this demand, and we have this. So we have price coming out from demand. This was on Friday. It was on Friday, momentum by the Powell speech, and we have this regain. So as far as this regain concerned, if this candle will have closed bearish again yesterday, that will have been very dangerous. Then maybe today we'll continue bearish. But because of, number one, price tap into the zone and regain back this trend line again, close bullish. So today, tomorrow, I'm still anticipating for what? I think a bullish, at least to this, there's imbalance. We see the end of this candle, see this low. So there's a gap between them, which we call buy side inefficiency. So I'm still looking at to trade DSY to that buy side inefficiency. Maybe from there, and that buy side inefficiency combined with, that will now give us first top, second top, and the third may push price down. So as price is getting to this place, I'll be very, very careful, maybe looking for a short opportunity on DSY. So for now, for today, going on today, I will still be looking for what? Opportunity, Lord, to go long. But before then, we are battled with what? With what we know as a kind of supply zone, a supply zone. Now, the reason why this one I will not, this supply zone is not a strong, it's not a strong supply zone for me, because that supply zone did not cause a break of structure. Here's the low, we have this high, we have this low, we have a break of structure, but we can see that we do not have what? A successful break of structure here. So this supply, I will title it what? A weak supply for me. So that is why I would not like to sell from this supply, because it's a weak supply. I'm seeing price taking out these supplies. The price will taking out that supply zone. So my bias for price to push up to this high is still there. But we need to do what? Take out this high. So immediately we take out that high, then that can give us, so maybe we'll take out this high, then we have this, then we can have a push in that manner, right? So this is what I am anticipating. For this reason, I am bearish on some of this currency pair. I'm still bearish. So this one that I want us to quickly look at, which we can participate in, is this AUDNZD. AUDNZD is getting right. Please put your eyes. As long as you see, maybe you come to 1 hour. All I need is you can see that this low, we have this spike, then we have price has not given us, so we do not have a successful, so we could not have a successful a close of that high. So we could not have a successful close of that high. So that is giving us a bearish leg. There's tendency that will trade. There's a lot of liquidity that is residing below this low. So I'm looking at immediately a 1 hour candle, maybe before the end of this class, then we can get a bearish. So looking at something of this nature, on this guy, something of this nature, maybe stop loss around there, right? Stop loss around there. Then we can target this blow back. Targets 2 to 1. So that will give us a correct. So this will call a correct trade. So but we need price. We need price to close below, price has not successfully closed below this low. We have our price get it to a flip up, price get it to a flip up, get it to a flip up. So that zone is a key zone. Immediately we have price close below this low. Here will become our supply zone that we can now sell to that expected zone. So that is my focus on what I'm looking at on the Euro USD, GBP, AUD USD. This morning, this will be my trade for today. So let's see how we can balance this in the so I want to look at it from higher time frame, not just to balance that range. This is what we have. We have a change of character here. Price come back to supply zone. We have the sell off. Now it's creating an equal low for us below here. So we are still more selling. Now we have this. We had on Friday spike, on Friday bullish and candle. But yesterday we have that Friday candle. How it was swept. You can see how we have a daily candle swept that liquidity that resides on Friday candle. So that alone is like giving us a week of the week of the week of the high has been created on yesterday. We have a close bearish, so we've dropped to 4 hours. So that is it. So on 4 hours, you can see that immediately after this channel, we have price pin up, and now price, there's no, don't use here as a break of structure, please. This is not valid pullback. This is not a valid pullback. Everything here is one movement. You know, this is our swing guy, then this is our swing low. So everything here is still one movement. So we're just anticipating a month down to take out this a lot of liquidity that's building here. It does work, but for us to continue selling, there's a need. We need to see a bearish candle close here, so that will give us a kind of trade that we need on Friday high will be swept. So let's see. So work with that I just show you now. So I will do one more. Then hand over to Situbong to take over. So I've done DSY, I've done this. So let me do Euro USD. Then still will take over for this session now. So we have, so this was a nice set for me. Nice. This is it's a very clear thing. A break of structure, price rally back to. You can see that here the supply zone was not ready, was not mitigated. Then, so, and not only that, we have a lot of liquidity that was building. All these highs, they are liquidity for price. All these highs are liquidity. So you see how that candle strip up, sweep the liquidity, tap into that demand supply zone. Then we have price, give on the bearish, we have a shift in market structure here. So it was a nice trade. So what's the way forward? Going forward, what are we? Currently I'm in a pause for Euro USD. I'm in a pause. Or why do I need a pause? I need a clear, I need price to trade. I need price to trade below here. When I see a daily candle trade below here, that will become a resistance there. We cannot target this low. So this is what, for now, I will be looking now to do if the bearish will continue on Euro USD. And if it fail, then maybe I'll be looking for a bullish evidence around these areas. But before looking for a bullish evidence, I need to see a bullish confirmation. I need to see a very bullish confirmation to happen at this place. Very bullish confirmation. So if I'm going to see bullish evidence, then we can look for a buy. Then, as price is coming back, this play will not hold price again. Then we can target this higher drawn liquidity. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time this morning. I'm handing over to Sito now as I take over this section so that I can prepare for my other session. So thank you, Sito. Over to you. Over to you.
Hello, Mr. Val. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Hope we are good. Hope we are catching pips as usual. Thank you for the session, Mr. Val. Very impactful. So let's just see what we can do for the rest of the time we have, and then we can round up. Okay. So I'll just start with this guy. I'll just start with this guy today. I've been waiting for something on BTC. Waiting for something on BTC, and as you can see, it has dropped into our level, the level of interest that I have. So what I want to happen now is for you can see we also have this demand zone here that is also coinciding with our key level, right? Our key area, you know, this area has acted like a resistance, and then price broke it with impulse, and so price has come back. So what I want to see on BTC now is today's candle has opened to do what, and has also cleared the previous day's candle, but it's not, the trade is not ripe yet. Okay, the trade is not ripe yet. What am I looking out for? I want the 4 hours. I want the 4 hours to give me this is exactly what I want. I want 4 hours to do something like this. Like I want to see an obvious change of character, not just within, like an obvious change of character on the 4 hours, right? When I have that on the 4 hours, I'll now go to the 1 hour time frame and then look for where I can get entries or 30 with fair value gap. So that's why I say this trade is not yet ready, even though it has fallen into an area where I wanted, but I cannot yet engage this trade because there are other things I need, as some confirmation I need, else I will just stay out. Okay, so on the 4 hours, I'll say that again. I need an obvious change of character where you can even mark, and then let the 1 hour give us something like a sweep and a break with fair value, and then we can do what? We can look to engage the trade from there. So for now, I am just waiting for development on Bitcoin. Even though it has not yet given us, so we'll just wait. It's in our level of demand. So I'm patient, and you should be patient too. And then let's see how that goes in the coming days or whatever. All right. So that's my view for BTC. So let's check gold. Let's check gold very quickly. Something happened on gold. Yes. This is something we're looking out for. Yesterday, it was called out yesterday, this area here. Now, in the early hours of this morning, let me confirm, that was around what time? That was around that was 1 a.m. around 1 a.m. If you were awake to catch this trade and you ate this money without us, you owe us Gobi or a pot of goat head. All right, so this was a very nice catch, but this around 1 a.m. I was not active for this. There's no way I would have caught this. But we can see that our key level that we talked about yesterday, this is a very powerful information that you're having at your disposal. Key levels are very, very powerful. So price has come into this place and has touched, and it has done what? It has rejected to the upside. So if we can get a continuation on gold, I would like it, right? If I can get a continuation on gold, maybe from, let me check, maybe from something like here. Something like here. Let me go back to let me go back from daily and see it again. So daily has touched. Okay. All right. So as you can see, that has gone on to break all of this structure. Okay. So what I can look for now is for gold to trade back into this area before I look for continuation. So this was a very nice touch of our point of interest. A very nice touch of our point of interest, and price has gone on to do what? To break all of this structure. And then what did it break? You can see it happened with a lot of momentum in the market. Okay, so this is where I can look for gold to give us a continuation. All right. So please, when you spot this kind of areas in the market, just mark it down. Okay, just mark it down. Keep it handy so that in case you want to come back to it, you can always know how to react when price has traded back into that area. So this zone was a very powerful zone. It's a very simple, you can call it support, you can call it resistance turn support, right? Something like this. And then now the key, the trick is that there should be what? There should be imbalance here. And then when price does something like this, trades back into this area, this is a very nice zone to buy from. And it happens, I like to see it on the daily or the 4 hours, right? If it happens on a weekly, that's fine, but daily and 4 hours is fine, all right? So please get this into your arsenal and then try to make some money from it in the future. That's how I caught that Euro USD trade that I showed us yesterday. The same thing is very easy. All right. So if you are to continue gold, it's probably be from this demand zone, right? This may be our liquidity zone where we can look to exploit some gold trades from here. All right. So I think I saw a text, somebody asking what happened in the spike Friday night. That was from the fundamentals, right? That was from the fundamentals. If you go back to your forexfactory.com, just go back in time, you see that on Friday there was a spike in the USD. There was spike in the all everything that had USD spiked, right? If it is anything, let me say Euro USD, GP USD, there was an upward spike, and then everything that has USD as the base currency, that's USD, JPY, USD, anything had a downward move in the market. Okay, so that's what happened on Friday. So that's an indication that you should be in alignment with the fundamentals, right? So that when these things happen, you are not surprised. I think that was when the Federal Reserve Chairman spoke now. Is it not? I think that was when, let me confirm. I think that was when Fed Chair, what's his name? Powell spoke last week, Friday. Give me a moment. Let me just see. Friday in the evening. Yes, it was. Check Friday, forexfactory.com. Go back to August 22nd, or let me just show you. Go back to August 22nd, you'll see that that's what happened. You can see around 3 p.m. on Friday, we had the Fed Chair Powell having a speech. All right. And then even at 6 o'clock, also the Oga at the top, President Donald Trump also had. So of course, you know that we expected a lot of push on USD at that time. Okay, so that's what happens. So please always align yourself with what's happening on the fundamentals, so that when these things happen, you are not surprised. Okay, so that's BTC, that's XAU and BTC. Let me see CAD JPY. There's something I'm spotting on CAD JPY that is interesting me. Let's go to the daily. I think I'm spotting that stuff from the daily time frame. Right. Now, in all of this move, the place where price, in all of this bullish move, you see price is coming back down. Right. The last point where we had a break of structure with imbalance was this brother we have here. I really like this. I really like what is happening here. You can see how we have this other block. We had this sweep of liquidity, and then we had a push to the upside. And then I can also spot out these brothers here to be our equal lows as liquidity. When we have a what's it called? A demand zone like this, and then we have price do something like this, give us 2 times. It forms what we call equal lows, right? EQL. And then it's expected that price will do what? Price will sweep those equal lows to grab all the liquidity that is lying down here, and then do what? And then buy to the upside. Okay, so that was what I'm looking at for CAD JPY. I want to buy. I've been monitoring this trade for a while. I really like it. So I want price to trade back. Let me go to the 4 hours. Let me see if it's there. Okay, 4 hours is just giving us a V, but it's very, very obvious on the daily. So I want price to trade. I want price to trade back into this daily, and then we can do what? We can start to look for confirmation on the H4. The H4 should give us some confirmation, and then we can do what? We can trade to the upside. So that's my view for CAD JPY. So if you don't mind, you should also have this lookout on your CAD JPY assets. All right. So it's very simple. Let price sweep all of this liquidity that has been formed here, and then fall into this zone, and then give us what? Since this is daily time frame, our stop loss will be too big. So we want price to give us a change of character, and then we can look to do what? We can look to buy. Okay. So that's what I'm looking out for CAD JPY. So for now on the 4 hours, I don't know. I don't want to look for any sales, right, to that area, because price can do anything. But when we fall into the zone, I'll be more than happy to look for buy opportunities. Okay. So this can be a temporary, supply. I can push price down. You can see it's coming from here. So there's other flow. All right, that's nice. But if you want to sell, that's fine. But personally, I will just wait for price to trade into this guy before I can capitalize on buy opportunity. So I think you should do that too. Let's see, Euro, what do we have? Euro JPY, I guess. Are we looking at anything? I'm looking at a situation where maybe one of these days, maybe some of us can even come up, we can share our screen and, look at this market together. Because you see, the thing about this market is that there's how somebody starts to analyze the market and you see something that you weren't even looking at. All right. So I think it would be very nice to also have our views, have our thoughts, in this market. And then I would really like to see what you are looking at in the market from time to time, and then we can share ideas together. All right. So Euro JPY. Euro JPY is we are in this situation here. We had this push down from this something like this. This was where price gave us our why is my okay, so this was where we had a supply. Although we had a supply, and then price has stopped that supply, as you can see, and it's falling back down. All right. So now, but the thing is, I am looking at something like a little bit of a counter trend buy. All right. If you don't mind, there's something I spotted here that I really like on the 4 hours time frame. Now, what are you seeing here? I have this zone. Here on the 4 hours. I'm going to be very careful in this zone. It will be something that I'll trade based on confirmation, of course. Why? Now, you see, this was price tried to sell. Price tried to sell from here. Price tried to sell from here, and then it gave us a rejection before pushing to the upside. Now, what do we have here? We have imbalance in the market here, and then alongside what? Alongside this trendline liquidity that formed on the daily time frame. I'll say that again. We had a mini supply here that was supposed to sell. What did price do? Price started selling, but it could not hold. So it did what? So it flew to the upside. Now, as that happened, price has come back to induce. You can see this inducement here, and it has also formed like a trendline liquidity that has happened on the daily. When I'm having an inducement build up on the daily, it's very, very strong for me. I really like such situation. So what I want to see now is for price to fall into this demand, right? Into this demand, and then I can look to see if I can catch something from there, right? But for now, what are we seeing? I have this breaker block here. Let me go to the lower time frame. I have this breaker block. I have this nice breaker block here that's sponsored, and then that is where price is currently taking this sell from. Okay, so if there's no clear and obvious break of structure there until here, this would be the next place to break structure. So that supply was still holding. Of course, we know that we are selling all the way from up here, and we're trying to go down to this point. All right, so let's see. This is the breaker block that is holding price. Let's see what price does in the coming days, right? The week is still very young, so let's see what price can do. At this point, I'll probably give us my new lookout if price will hold from here, and then we'll know what to do when we get to that point. Okay. GA, we have anything for that? GBP AUD, very quickly. I'll not waste time. So we have this guy that will hold for later. That won't happen later. Now on the 4 hours, now see, price action on the daily has been very, very efficient, right? This is the only place where I can spot a fair value gap. All right, so let's see what's happening on the 4 hours. So the same thing is happening on the 4 hours. Very efficient price action. So the last place where there's a fair value gap is here. This demand zone sponsoring this fair value gap, and of course liquidity here. And so price has come back to tap these 4 hours, and it has rejected very, very nicely. Okay, so the only thing that will make me to engage this trade is if can clear this high. If I can clear this high, then I'll probably go to the lower time frame to look for entry. So for now, I'm not in a hurry. Let's see this high being cleared, and then I'll do what? Then we'll look for something down here before we can continue. Okay, this is very important, and you can also go back to the daily to spot that this whole leg on the Fibonacci from here to here, this whole leg is coinciding with the 50%. You see, so this 50% like a golden zone. So we can start to look for possible buy trades from there if at all. All right. Or else if that fails, then I'll hold off on GU until we can trade to these lows. Okay. So let me see. I've been getting some messages while I was analyzing. What are we looking out for? Let me see. Somebody is asking for Euro card. That's Amjamang. Okay. Okay, we're not on Euro card. Let's look at Euro card now. Euro card. What's on Euro card? So on the weekly, Euro card has been buying. Okay. So we know that we are very bullish. At least we know that we are bullish on Euro card. So let's see. You have taken all these highs. You have had continuous break of structure. So the upside and all right. So let's go to the 4 hours. So I had this zone on the 4 hours time frame. I had this zone. This is the most recent. Demand with the liquidity here on the 4 hours time frame. But I cannot enter that trade if I don't have a proper what's it called? Proper confirmation is what I want to use to enter Euro card. Let me see. Go back to the 4 hours. Okay. I'm also seeing something is here. I'm also seeing this area here. There's also this area here that has this fair value gap here. So if this place does not hold, I'll wait for price to fall back into this place, of course. So 4 hours now is giving us this kind of behavior, right? So there are two things that will happen now. Either Eurocard will do this and give us an order block, and then we trade, or it will drop down into this place, give us something, and then we'll trade. So I hope you are looking at that for Eurocard. That's Amjamang. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name well. Amjamang. Yeah, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name well, but that's what I'm looking out for. I have this demand and here also. Okay, so if this demand holds, it's going to start giving us what? It's going to start giving us a push to the upside. All right, so if I have a push to the upside, I will trade from there, right? If this push does not come, I'll wait for us to do what? To trade from here. Okay, so thank you for that. Israel is looking for a recap on EU. We already did this one now. Let me see. What did we say for EU? Okay. So EU, as Mr. Vala said, we are currently waiting at this point since we had this demand that has been clicked, and then you see the way price has been falling all the way to the downside, right? So what we're going to see is that if we can get a bearish close, there was a trend line that was drawn. If we can get a bearish close on the daily time frame, then we can look to continue our sell all the way down to this place, right? If we can get that bearish, if we can get that close, I think this was the trend line that was drawn, if I'm not mistaken. This was a trend line that was drawn. All right. So if we can do this, if we can break this trend line like this, then this area will become an area where we look for what? A retest. So this will be a break and a retest situation. And then we can do what? We can look to trade all the way down here. Okay, so that's the view for EU. But for now, we're not doing anything for EU, please. Okay, we are just waiting for EU to give us a development. If you can also see, there's a little bit of a tug of war here. It's also looking like a demand zone here. So let EU disrespect here, and then we trade, or it does otherwise. Okay. Okay, that's the recap on EU. GU, someone has asked for GBP USD. I need to round up my session so that we can have the 10 o'clock session. GU. Okay, so GU, we had this push. After we swept this liquidity, we had this push. Okay, so in as much as I'm still maintaining this area, I really like this area. I like the way price started with this area. Really like the way price interacted with this area here. we had the touch here about 2 times. We now had another touch here. And then what did we have here? A break of structure with imbalance. Okay. So I'm really looking forward to GU down here. Okay. I don't know what view you're having for GU, but this point here is a point I really want to trade from for GBP USD. Okay, but before that, we see that price has done what? Price has swept this liquidity, gave us a very massive push to the upside. Okay, and all of this was just like a retracement. So I'm going to say GU, just like EU, is for us to wait for price to give us something. Okay, I really want to trade from here if I'm being honest to you. In fact, I'm going to be trading from there. I'm not even going to look for anything from here. I cannot tell you to do what I wouldn't want to do. All right, so I'm going to wait for GU to come to this, at least to this area. So let's see what GU does when it trades all the way down here. Okay, so if there's anything, you're already on a 1 hour, I cannot go down to look for 15 minutes and all of that. All right, if there's anything, maybe GU can take from here to trade back or whatever. But the truth is, I'm just patient for GU and EU. Let price trade back to this our inverse head and shoulder, right? And then we can play continuation from there. All right. So Mr. Femi is asking for NZD USD. NZD USD. Let's see. What do we have for that? What do we have for NZD USD? Okay, let's see. All right. So NZD USD, we had this key level, that price. Sorry. Let me delete all this drawing. This key level that price was currently moving up from. Okay, NZD USD is looking nice. Okay, so this was a very nice key level stroke breaker that price reacted. So this was the liquidity that fueled this move. And then what do we see here? There's something that's what it's called. It's called a fully bullish engulfing. When you see the low was taken and the high, not the one that you have a candle like this and then the other one starts from here to go and engulf it. No, this one is the candle that we had the previous candle, and then the other candle comes and takes the high and the low is taken. So this becomes a fully bullish engulfing candle. This is the one I prefer the most. Why? Because it means on lower time frame there is a sweep and a break of liquidity. Okay. So if there's anything I'm going to look out for NZD USD is that we have a change of character there. And then maybe I'm going to look for from pick up now from these areas here. I'm going to look to catch a buy for NZD USD. So from any of those areas, I'll look for on the 4 hours time frame. So if price can trade into this zone, I'll look to do what? I'll look to catch something on, say, the 1 hour time frame. So that's my view, Mr. Femi. What I'm looking out for NZD USD. If you have another view, you can also share that with us. Okay, we also have this zone here. This zone is looking also very good, but let's see what this zone does. Let's wait for confirmation on this area, and then we'll see if we can catch a buy opportunity on NZD USD. All right, so we are patient for all these USD pairs to just drop down a little bit before they resume the upward movement. Okay, I just have about 2 minutes because we need to close the group for the next session. What is it? Okay, synthetic indices. Mrs. Krista, synthetic is going to take a lot of our time right now. So maybe let's hold off for synthetics. Maybe from maybe tomorrow we can look at synthetics, right? From tomorrow I'll look at synthetics, okay? So that we can take our time and really dissect it, okay? So let me just look at the last currency that we have here. Okay, Mr. Femi, thank you. Amjamang, Israel Chuku, and Olufemi, thank you. Lastly, let's just see NZD CHF. NZD CHF. What's the problem? NZD CHF. This will be our last thing for the day. What do you have here now? What are we looking out for? What are we looking out for? What's your view? What's your view? What's your view? Because I have my view. I have my view. I would like to know your view is. I have my view. I'm sure you can already see my view on my screen. You already see my view now. what do we see here? See the way price disregarded this whole area, broke below. So, I mean, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. We have our drawn liquidity here. After coming from here, this is the daily, right? So coming after we had this BOS here, and price traded all the way back here. What does that mean? It means that this is our next DOL. So everything that price is doing is just trying to work its way to come to take this DOL. We remember the basic of market structure: higher highs and higher lows, right? Sorry, lower highs in this case, bearish market structure, or lower highs and lower lows. So when we have something like this and price comes like this to retest this area, for the law of market structure to be obeyed, price has to do this and then continue do this and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what's happening here. So as we have had this low here, come to take this low that has been suspended in the market. So what I want is for price to do what? For price to take this area here. Let price just come back into this zone, give us something here, and then we can do what? We can sell from there. So I can say that we had a key level here alongside on the 4 hours. There's a what? There is a supply zone here. So currently, who is the person that asked the question? That's okay, still Israel. I'm waiting for price to trade to this zone, all right? And then we can get a change of character, and then we can start to play the reversal all the way till the draw on liquidity. Okay, so that's my view for the NZD CHF. So the 10 o'clock session is going to be on this same channel, but before then we have to close this one and then pick up that one by 10 o'clock. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. We're going to close this session now and continue later. So have a lovely trading week, everyone.
All right. Thank you, Sito. So see you guys. Bye. Bye for now.